Good evening, Rambler fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Molly Brewer.
And I'm Gabe Perez, although some might call me Juan, the only Juan.
Very funny, Juan.
So, what's going on in the world of Rambler sports?
Well, the women's soccer team didn't fare too well last weekend against our Red Line rivals. The Ramblers lost to DePaul 4-0 on Sunday after being scored on twice within the first 15 minutes. The Demons got off to a quick lead, and the Ramblers just couldn't seem to regain momentum. DePaul added 2 more goals in the second half, and Loyola failed to penetrate the Demons' strong defense. Head coach Barry Bimby hopes to see a turnaround with tonight's game against the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee on the home turf at 7 p.m. This match will be the 27th meeting in the all-time series between Loyola and Milwaukee. The women's team will take on the IPFW Mastodons this Sunday. Losing 6 of their 7 games thus far, IPFW is off to a tough start in their season. As long as the Ramblers can stay sharp and fresh, Bimby believes that they will have a good start into the conference season, which begins on September 26th.
It really was an unfortunate weekend for Loyola soccer. The men's soccer team's 3-game winning streak came to an end on Sunday when they lost to 7th-ranked Michigan State 1-0. With both teams fighting and keeping an even score, Michigan State took the lead with a goal at the 61st minute. That broke Tim Dorborowski's 330-minute streak without allowing a single goal. He will have an opportunity to start a new streak when the Ramblers take on Butler this Saturday in Indianapolis, Indiana. This week in history marked the beginning of a pretty big sport. Emma Wheeler is here to tell us which multi-billion-dollar industry is celebrating a birthday.
For those of us from the Midwest, the change in weather might bring some mixed feelings. Summer is coming to an end and Old Man Winter is on his way, but it also means football season has finally arrived. 94 years ago marked the beginning of the gridiron game when the American Professional Football Association was formed on September 17, 1920. The owners of 4 teams from Ohio, the Akron Pros, Canton Bulldogs, Cleveland Indians, and the Dayton Triangles, met to establish the league. One of the individuals that was at that meeting was Chicago native Fritz Pollard, who played for the Akron Pros, the champion of the inaugural season. In 1921, he became the coach of the Pros, even though he was still a player. This earned him the title of the first African-American coach in pro football. Unfortunately, in 1926, Pollard and all the other African-American players were banned from pro football because of their skin color. The American Professional Football Association would last for almost 2 years before changing their name to the National Football League in 1922 and eventually becoming the monstrous corporate mogul it is today. So when you sit down and watch some football this weekend, remember those that met this week 94 years ago who made it all happen. That's This Week in History. I'm Emma Wheeler. So you guys think all those players from Ohio knew that the NFL would become as big as it is today?
You know, Emma, I'm not sure, but I hope the Browns can step up their game this year.
Well, not really a football man myself, but it's good for the state. They don't have much else to offer besides maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Gabe, you don't know what you're talking about. Columbus is a great city, home to Jenny's ice cream, which is so delicious that Chicago felt like they needed a store here.
Grater's ice cream from Cincinnati's better, but fair enough. Thanks a lot, Emma. So, Sam Pendenstein received his second honor of the cross-country season. He was named Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete of the Week after taking second place at the Illinois State Invite. Of course, his grades were up to par as well. His first honor, MVC Male Cross-Country Athlete, was bestowed on him after he placed first at the Badgers season opener on September 5th. Definitely have to watch this kid for the rest of the season and keep track of how many more achievements that I'm sure will come.
The cross-country team isn't the only one receiving an honor this week. The men's golf team's Ben Holm has been named Men's Golfer of the Week by the Missouri Valley Conference. Holm led the Ramblers at Sunday's DA Sebring Intercollegiate Tournament in Normal, Illinois. Starting off with a 1-over par 72 on the first day, Holm finished the rain-shortened tournament with a 2-under par 69 by sinking 3 straight putts for a birdie, which earned him second place overall. The Ramblers can expect to see Holm in the starting lineup in the Cleveland State Invitational.
Few people know about the men's rugby team here at Loyola. Even fewer know just how they dominate. Jake Mazanke went to find out more about the club sport.
After holding open tryouts in August, the Loyola men's rugby team notched their first win on September 8th against the UIC Flames.
We were pretty confident going into it. We've had a pretty good turnout with players this year. USC's also are always pretty competitive, but we were able to come in and get a solid one. I think we're up 64-0, so it was a nice way to start off the season.
After their 64-0 domination of the Flames, Loyola Rugby will next face their Red Line rivals, the DePaul Blue Devils, on September 20th.
DePaul's new, so we don't really know a lot about them, but I mean they don't really know a lot about us either. We're excited for it. We're getting ready to go, and we expect a good turnout.
The biggest hometown rivalry will come when the Ramblers play Northwestern on September 27th.
In terms of our rivalry, it's definitely Northwestern. We've always had we've always had this kind of rivalry since we first started. I think we call it the North Side Cup.
Cool.
So whoever wins, we have this trophy. That whoever wins gets to have that trophy, and we've had it for the past few years. So we've been fortunate to keep that here in Chicago.
Loyola Rugby will look to continue their streak of winning the Northside Cup and posting another strong record against fellow Chicago teams.
This is it's one more step for us to continuing our streak as the most dominant team in Chicago.
For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Jake Mazanke.
You can catch the Loyola men's rugby team in action at DePaul this Saturday at Diversey Field at 3 p.m.
The NFL seems to be unraveling right before our eyes. With the Ray Rice controversy barely a week old, it came out that Adrian Peterson was involved in a child abuse incident. The Minnesota Vikings have placed Peterson on the exempt list, meaning he can't be with the team, but he'll still get paid. We now turn to the folks with the Ramble, who will discuss Adrian Peterson's future.
Hey, welcome to our second edition of the Weekly Ramble. I'm here with Nader, our reigning champ, and the challenger, Christina, and we're still going to be talking some football, more specifically Adrian Peterson. Now, he really screwed up, and we're going to see just how badly it cost him. So, should Adrian Peterson be allowed to play again in the NFL? Nader, we'll start with you.
I think that not only should he be able to play again, but he will play again in the NFL. This is his first offense by many counts. He doesn't have any prior transgressions in the NFL rule books, and a lot of players have been given second chances. Why should he be not able to get a second chance?
All right, fair points. Christina?
Okay, I for one do not believe that Adrian Peterson should be allowed back on the field. What he did to his son was a horrible, horrible thing, and previous news with Ray Rice and then this building up, it just shows that guys like this, what they do, they shouldn't be allowed back.
All right, that's very fair. Now, Nader, it's not like Adrian Peterson didn't know that this was bad. This is a pretty repeated thing. So why should he be getting a free pass?
Well, child abuse obviously is a very sensitive issue. He's not getting a free pass. He should be punished, obviously, but I don't think he should be banned from ever playing in the NFL again. What he did is obviously very bad, but this is his first offense, and a lot of players have gotten second chances with a lot of other different situations.
All right, awesome. And Christina, if he's willing to go through due process, why would he not be allowed?
Well, say if they do let him play, like what's going to stop him from doing it again? So why let someone who did something that bad, why give them a second chance? That's their own child that he did that to. That to me, he shouldn't be allowed back on the field for such a thing.
All right, well, those are pretty good arguments there. Now I'm going to give each of you a chance to basically rebut the other person's statements. So, Nader, go for it.
Well, I'm not justifying the child abuse by any means, but according to a lot of people, that's a type of parenting. It's not good parenting, but he didn't have bad intentions behind it. For his entire career, he's been a model representative of the NFL. He's never had anything bad that he's done while being in the NFL. So this is his first offense.
Okay, and while you say that, like, yes, there are many people who agree with that, but then there are many people on my side who believe someone who commits such a crime shouldn't be allowed, shouldn't be given a second chance because, you know, he hurt his son. What's not to say his, like, wife or girl, I'm sorry, I don't know if he's married, if a female is the next object, or victim, I should say. Like, something like that, just, he should be done.
All right, wow, this is definitely a pretty touchy subject, and there were some really fair points made. I'm going to actually have to go with Nader here. I think if someone follows through with due process, they should get another chance, but really strong arguments on both sides. Back to you at the desk.
What is going on with the NFL nowadays? It seems like every day something new and terrible has happened.
Yeah, let's hope that major change is coming for the league because it really is getting out of hand.
Well, that wraps it up for this week. Make sure to visit our website at ramblersportslocker.com and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, following any of the social media handles you see below. I'm Molly Brewer.
And I'm Gabe Perez. Thanks for stopping by the locker, and don't forget to turn out the lights.